This KFAN podcast is sponsored by Builders and Remodelers, exclusive Twin Cities provider of Elements Windows. Get the highest quality windows at unmatchable value. Visit buildersandremodelers.com for more details.
Come on. Why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance. It keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com.
Lenovo.
Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Looking for a mortgage, credit card, or auto loan? Then you should know your FICO score. Did you know 90% of top lenders use FICO scores? Visit myfico.com/free today to get your FICO score for free. MyFICO makes it easy to understand your credit with FICO scores, credit reports, and alerts. Visit myfico.com/free. That's myfico.com/free. Or download the MyFICO app and discover the score lenders use most. That's myfico.com/free.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
Minnesota State Fair, Carousel Park, Shadows of the Grandstand. I'm the common man, Dan Cole. He's tend to be excited and delighted to be joined by Mark Rosen of Channel 4 Sports fame, now with Fox 9 on the pregame show and with the common man 3 times a week. And I guess we would be remiss if we didn't mention the tragic news we talked about at the top of the show today. A school/church shooting in Minneapolis City and South Minneapolis. Of the latest numbers I have, I think 3 dead, including the shooter, self-inflicted gunshot wound. 2 children, ages, I believe it was 6 and 10, I think, right, are both gone. And there are many, numerous others injured, including up to 17. And obviously they believe the shooter acted alone. He's dead, and now it's just the aftermath.
Yeah, it's a lot to absorb for our whole state today. It hits home. I mean, my kids kind of grew up in that area. I was talking with my daughter earlier. She spent a ton of time at Annunciation, as did so many of her friends and other people for various functions beyond, the church services themselves. And it's a very popular area in Minneapolis beyond the church and the surrounding area. They got the Starbucks. They got a lot of things happening over there. So when it hits home like that, the devastation speaks for itself. I think what we should try to do is maintain our sanity. At the least, those kids, the parents of those 2 children, the parents of all those kids deserve all the support from us today. End of story. I mean, that really is what it's about. The rest of it can be politicized however you want, but I think just right now, I mean, the raw emotion. I was watching an interview, Common, and we can relate to this. Watching an interview waiting to come over here today on the Channel 4 video board over there. They were interviewing a 10-year-old kid from the school today, and he was in 5th grade. And he stood there in front of the cameras as calmly as he possibly could, talking about what he had seen. and witnessed at that age. And I'm thinking to myself, I remember when my kids were 10 years old. I remember when we were 10 years old.
Right.
What did we do when we were 10 years old? We were practicing fallout shelters. Like there'd be a nuclear war. We'd hide under our desks and until the teachers told us to come out from under it. And now these kids are constantly practicing, school shooting drills. This is what they're growing up with. But then they have to have this young boy being traumatized that way, beyond all the rest of the carnage that happened today, is something that hit me harder, too, because you're thinking to yourself, this is something he literally saw, and the suspicion that they have, and the way the schools have to lock down, and everything else that goes on. This is who we are, sadly, in this country today, because it just won't stop. And this will, as raw as it is today, I'm saying this in all honesty because we see it all the time, it will also have its shelf life. It will. Yeah, well, it'll happen. We know the killer's dead. These poor parents that have to bury their children and everything else that's going on, the trauma they have to go through, the counseling they have to go to, the mental aspects of it, being suspicious, trying to get to sleep at night, that will carry with them for the rest of them. But for the rest of us, sadly, it's way. I guess it's part of our life because life will go on, and that's just the way it's been in this country for quite a while. It's just quite a difference from the way we grew up.
Yeah, very well said. And you're right. I mean, here it'll have a little longer shelf life because it happened here in the Twin Cities.
Right.
But across the country, there's probably people that saw the story and goes, "Oh, there's another one," and they turn the page to the next one. And I'm not going to try to act like I have any answers because I don't. I don't think there are. I don't think anybody does. And so it's unfortunate. A Big Ticket will be back in studio today.
Right.
He's not going to be at the fair because I think my guess is he'll cover it like a blanket, like he likes to do. He's very good at covering these kind of incidents or major news stories. So he'll do that. And then the Power Trip, I think they just kind of thought, the tomfoolery and skullduggery in the evening, that they just didn't feel like they were up for it here today because of that. So they're not going to be here today. They had scheduled to be here tonight. And did they move it now? Or they're going to be on Monday
2 to 4.
So they'll be here on the final day of the Minnesota.
And there's nothing wrong with coming out here and talking about Adam Thielen or whatever. I just saw someone being interviewed from the mental health issue saying some kids are going to want to go right back out to the playground and play, and that's okay.
Yep.
I mean, they don't have to to be morose about everything. Right. They have to carry it inside. But I mean, kids act out in a different way, and adults will too as well. It doesn't mean you don't care. It just means, you just have to, other aspects of your life will continue on.
That's exactly right. And so, and again, we'll keep you updated if there's any more news. But to this point, the story's been, maybe that's the wrong word, but stagnant. There hasn't been many more developments in the story other than the shooter's gone, two children are dead, and then there are a number of other kids. I think the number 17.
17 injured.
Yeah, 17 injured.
14 of them were children.
Yeah. In critical condition at the hospital.
They have identified the shooter.
Yeah. They have.
Yeah, and again, there were rumors that maybe he was a former student there. Who knows? I mean, I think he had a video.
It does sound like his mom worked there at some point, so there is a connection to the school.
Yeah, so anyway,
that's all we know right
but
now.
that's the story there. So we're out here at the Minnesota State Fair, and getting back to and there's no easy transition.
Toy department.
Vikings did sign or traded for Adam Thielen. There was a swap of picks too. We gave up a 4th and a 6th, or 4th and a 7th. Got a 6th and a 7th back or something like that. But the important piece really is, the biggest piece we gave up is the 4th round pick, which can be very valuable. We got a wide receiver that the team knows well, the community knows well, the NFL knows well. He's been a terrific undrafted free agent. And Tenneby was, last year he missed 7 games, but the year before, only 2 years removed from a really good year where he had over 1,000 yards receiving, over 100 catches, I think. So he's probably still
even last year when healthy.
Yeah,
he had pretty solid numbers.
And I think yesterday after the cut down were announced, pretty much right when we were on the air. I think the assumption was, now's the time they're going to strike to get him. And we hit all these reports, conversations hit a wall between the Vikings and Carolina. Potentially was asking for a 3rd round pick, and the Vikings obviously were going to balk at that. And back and forth, and you thought, that ship has sailed. Thielen, there was a shot at Thielen going to practice with the Carolina Panthers. Everyone's moving on with their life. Jalen Naylor hopefully will be back, and he'll be our 3rd wideout until Addison comes back, blah, blah, blah. And all of a sudden, it hit. And we've seen... again, the Vikings have signed 6 undrafted free agents this year on their roster. So the draft picks, as we've talked about, even I'm saying the high ones, obviously the first round pick is starting for the Vikings this year. But third, fourth, fifth, sixth round picks. There's not many left from the first two classes of Kwesi's draft choices. So, whether it's free agency or whatever it might be, I think the draft capital was pretty fair, and the Vikings are going to pick up, I think, the vast majority of Thielen's salary. And, he worked out with J.J. McCarthy this year. He obviously knows KOC's system. You can pretty much plug him in after a week of practice and say he can be our second wide receiver.
Yeah, I would think, I know a lot of these playbooks are as thick as the Chicago phone directory, but he's been in the league, I don't know, 10, 12, 15 years. Oh. He, like you say, he's familiar with the system. It's not like he's playing Sunday. We got to, there's a week and a half or more. So, and he doesn't have to know the whole playbook anyway.
He's
right?
played for KOC before too.
Right.
So
he doesn't need to know the entire playbook. All he's got to know is, okay, we've got this set of plays that you'll be with. So I don't think that will be a problem at all.
No, I don't think so. And I think he keeps himself in great shape. And saw a little piece of video of him and I think with his daughter, or whatever, they were celebrating the fact they get to go home again. And you can imagine. I mean, he was arguably one of the most popular players the Vikings have had in a long time. And when they come back home and play Atlanta on that Sunday night game, introducing the offense, you can imagine the ovation that Adam Thielen will get. I mean, that speaks for itself, and they need him. But it does round out the roster. However he may contribute. He doesn't have to be superstar. He just has to be a guy that he's reliable. He knows how to run red zone routes real well. And he already has a connection with McCarthy. So, I think it's a win-win situation for that point. I don't think you have to do handstand. Oh, we got Adam.
Right.
It's you got a guy that's probably better suited to come back and play here. Again, if Jalen Naylor was healthy, I think there's some question. His left hand, I think, needed some surgery. He still may be ready to go, but if not, they can rest him for a little while now because Thielen will be back.
Well, even looking further into the season when we get into, late September, early October, right. When Addison comes back after 3 games, if Thielen is able to perform like he has in the past, I don't think all of a sudden, just after one season, it's great. Boy, he's got nothing left. We got to bench him.
Right.
You now have 3 quality receivers. You have maybe the best receiver in the National Football League, and Justin Jefferson. Addison really took a step last year, and I think you guys were talking about at camp. He looks
great.
Yeah, they looked really good. Then Thielen. That's a nice trio of wide receivers. I'm not ready to go and say Moss, Carter, Reed, deep, but it's still it's a pretty good combination of wide receivers.
And the way they hopefully will be using Hawkinson, the tight end, this year, and him coming back and probably in better shape, coming through the injuries. He wasn't healthy, really 100% all of last year. And then you got Jones and Mason coming out of the backfield. You got one football. You got to keep everybody happy. So it's a nice problem that the KOC has.
I think you like this club, and I want you to explain why. All the reasons why. On the other side of the break, also we'll talk some Gopher football. They begin their season tomorrow at home against Buffalo. Our coverage of that game starts, I believe 5 o'clock will be the pregame, right? Is a 7 o'clock kickoff? I think so. I'll double check on that. Actually, I won't double check. I'll ask Ten to B if he could look it up for me because I don't know how to run.
What if I don't double check? This is lazy radio.
Well, this is lazy radio, yeah. So it's sometime tomorrow. Just turn it to the fan and just keep there. And then you'll find out when
tweet Justin Guard. He'll tell you.
There you go. We'll take a break. We'll come back with more broadcasting live from the fair. We're at Carousel Park, shadows of the grandstand right here on the fan.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Looking to buy your first car or home? Understanding your FICO score is key to achieving your life goals. Knowing your FICO scores helps you apply for loans with confidence and avoid surprises. With MyFICO, you get access to your FICO score, credit reports, 24/7 monitoring, and alerts on the go. Take the mystery out of your score and get your FICO score for free today. Visit myfico.com/free and discover the score lenders use most.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Get ready to laugh. Comedy legend Bill Engvall is back at Treasure Island Resort and Casino Friday, September 5th. Blue Collar Comedy Tour icon may have retired, but he just couldn't stay away from the stage. Here's your sign to catch him live for another round of side-splitting humor. Get all the details at TEICasino.com.
State Fair, Carousel Park, Shadows of the Grandstand, Tenby Common, legendary Mark Rosen. You're not going to be here on Friday?
I am not.
Could you give me Steph Schimpf's number so that I can text her and have her come over? I can't. Steph, thanks again.
Yeah.
She's authorizing.
She's a boss lady.
Just bring something over on Friday. This is so good. These are the, sweet squeakers. Sweet squeakers, and describe them again.
Wait, get your mic potted up.
Oh, it must be the actual microphone.
Oh.
It's potted up.
Hello?
The battery might be dead.
That's all right.
Oh, no.
You can tell us. Tell Tom.
Try it again. There we go.
Sweet squeakers. There we go.
Yeah. There we go.
Funnel cake, crusted cheese curds, and homemade lemon whipped cream, and a homemade berry sauce.
Incredible.
Right? So you got like that mini donut flavor going on the outside. Kind of the cheese almost gives cheesecake vibes on the inside. Right?
That would be the way to describe it. I'm getting a cheesecake vibe.
Yeah, kind of a cheesecake vibe. Sweet and savory.
Labor intensive? Question mark?
A little bit. Too bad.
Yeah.
Not too bad. A little prep heavy on the front end, and then just, assembly.
Thanks for coming by and helping us.
Thanks, you guys, for having me.
Appreciate that. You bet.
Where are you located?
We are at Blue Barn. We're at the West End Market, right by the Transit Hub and the Sky Ride.
Thanks so much.
Come see me.
You're an angel.
Will do. Appreciate that. Thank you. How good are these? So let's see what else we got going on. Your Minnesota Golden Gopher football.
And they brought 3 today?
Yeah. You want one?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, your Minnesota Golden Gopher football team opens the season.
Thank you.
It's a very dangerous Buffalo club.
Very dangerous.
Oh, they're very, very dangerous.
They're not playing Josh Allen.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Buffalo. I don't think anybody really does, other than it's located in western New York.
Correct.
Well, again, we talked a little bit about this yesterday. When you're not of the caliber of Ohio State or Texas, you front load your schedule with some. I guess we used to always call them cupcakes.
They used to call them cupcakes.
Yeah, cream puffs or whatever it is. And you get by those, you build a 3-0 record, then you hit it into the Big 18 schedule, and and the Gophers, you look at a lot of different publications. I glance at them. I don't take a deep dive into any of it. But most people seem to think that Gopher team, middle of the pack or just below that. Nobody says, I don't think anybody believes they're going to be bottoming out. But it's that, they might be the 8th, 10th, 12th best team. It's somewhere, it seems to be anywhere from 8 to 12, is what I've been saying.
Well, considering the expansion of the Big 10, which is now how many you got?
18.
18. You want to finish, you'd like to finish in the top half of that. I mean, somewhere 8th, 9th, whatever it might be. And it gets tougher. They have a cupcake after this game. I think they're like 17-point favorites tomorrow night. And I'm anxious, like a lot of people, to unwrap the package and see what the Gophers have. Tomorrow night, you're not going to see the full arsenal. You're not going to see them at probably as good as, hopefully, you're going to play your best football later in the year than you are tomorrow night. But Drake Lindsay, the new quarterback, they got Darius Taylor back. They got some new wide receivers. Neal was good to him. He recruited some new offensive linemen. And PJ's really more concerned about how his team performs. And, I'm seeing breaking down the scouting report on a Buffalo team none of us know really anything about. I mean, the coaches have obviously studied film, but anxious to see what the crowd might be like tomorrow night. Opening game. Students, I don't think, are back in school yet. But it's good to know. I mean, football's back. I mean, high schoolers are starting up again. And obviously the Viking game is a week from Monday, so we're going to get everything revved up for the football season and our seasonably coolish but nice, beautiful weather that we're having here in the end of August, Labor Day weekend.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I might anyway. Do you know anything about Drake Lindsay other than he's a quarterback and he walks upright? I mean, I don't know anything.
He's 6'5".
He's a big dude. He's a big kid.
Okay.
And he spent pretty mumuch all last year connected at the hip with Max Brosmer. And I think that was the thing that PJ's talked about, and Brosmer surprised all of us with his play as a free agent with the Vikings and obviously making the roster right now. So I think Drake learned a lot by watching Brosmer last year, and he's going to be here for a few years. And Tennessee, he's a big strapping kid. He's got a big arm, but he doesn't have to be a world beater. Just again, he has to do the things right that this offense calls for. So I'm like everybody else. I'm anxious to see him play.
Best quarterbacks in the country are going to be recruited by a lot of schools, especially the helmet schools. So it's always more difficult for school. And Minnesota's not alone here. Those schools that don't have a big reputation of going to big bowl games, winning bowl games, get invited into the postseason tournament, they're going to get the best players. So it's a bit of work, and they sort of. I'm not going to say they hit the mother load last year, but Brosmer ended up being a really good quarterback for that Gopher football team. And you hope that you can get this. I guess you're hoping lightning strikes twice in this, what's his name again? Drake Lindsay?
Yeah.
You hope that Drake Lindsay can at least be something. If he has as much success as Brosmer did yesterday, I think that would be a win for the Gophers.
But I think Brosmer was hot and cold last year. There were games when he looked really good. Other games where he missed some targets, and his stats were kind of pedestrian. But then, even when he signed as a free agent with the Vikings, I thought, I'm not saying the Vikings are doing him a favor. We're going to bring the local kid in to get some experience, and maybe he'll make the practice squad. Just maybe he'll make the practice squad. But I think he exceeded everyone's expectation. And then, listen, Garzi spent a lot of time with the guy, and he was real high in his promise more than anything. And now, I mean, he may not get it down with the Vikings this year. I mean, even in garbage time, if anything, it would be Carson Wentz. And if that's the problem, nice problem to have, so be it. But he's going to learn a lot. He's going to be Brosmer's going to be running the opposing team's offense probably most of the time in practice as they lead up to the Bears and et cetera, and then back to when they play Atlanta here. So he'll get a lot of time at practice, and he'll maybe make himself an opportunity to be an NFL player.
Well, here's what I'll tell you. I don't put this percentage of chance very high, but let's say McCarthy were to get hurt. I'm not so sure Wentz is going to come in there and play really well. Wentz could go in there and lay an egg, and they might have to turn to Brosmer. I don't necessarily think Wentz is. I know he was a second pick overall. Was it second or third pick overall in his draft?
He was second behind Goff.
And he was really he played really well in his in the 2017 season until he got hurt. After that, I don't. Well, I think if McCarthy gets hurt, I think there's a better than even chance. I'll say that I think Brosmer could play because I don't know how good Wentz will be.
Well, he's battled injuries, and that's one of the reasons why at 32 he has been kind of around the block and with different teams. I think I'm not saying damaged goods, but I don't know. I mean, he'd have to talk about it. I'm sure he will next week at some point, if not before that, when there's media availability to kind of talk about his physical condition right now and where he's at and potentially what he learned from playing with, alongside Patrick Mahomes last year in the Kansas City Chiefs rotation. But I'd have to say something pretty dramatic would have to happen. Although I think KLC would be the first to admit he's got a lot of trust in Brosmer after what he saw, because he's got a sharp mind. He really understands and processes the game really well.
Well, I guess what I'm saying is if Wentz struggles, like I think it's possibly could.
Sure.
If Wentz comes in and Wentz is brutal, you're not going to just keep playing him because, he's not experienced. If he's not doing it and you feel like you've got to win some games to even give yourself a outside chance of staying in it until McCarthy comes back, you go to Brosmer.
Yeah, it's not often. We've talked about this a lot. I mean, if it gets to that point for the Vikings, I wouldn't think that they're going to be playoff bound. It's going to be a difficult process because of the competition is so good in the NFL. And we get ready for Spread Swing next week. The return of it.
Return of Spread Swing.
Deuce in town? Deuce is around?
Oh, Deuce is in town.
Is he available?
Wait, is he available?
I got some breaking Deuce news on the other side of the break.
Oh.
So we'll do some breaking Deuce news.
All right.
Got a number of other items to get to. It's our last segment of the day, live from the Minnesota State Fair. We're at Carousel Park. You can find us right in the shadow of the old grandstands, live from the fair here on the Fan.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity. With Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance, it keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Looking for a mortgage, credit card, or auto loan? Then you should know your FICO score. Did you know 90% of top lenders use FICO scores? Visit myfico.com/free today to get your FICO score for free. MyFICO makes it easy to understand your credit with FICO scores, credit reports, and alerts. Visit myfico.com/free. That's myfico.com/free. Or download the MyFICO app and discover the score lenders use most. That's myfico.com/free.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slip covers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Listen to midday show in Minnesota. Why don't we hear a liner for that?
No, funny that.
I thought we were.
Don't get a liner for that.
At least men 25 to 54 we are, but I don't get a liner for that.
I don't understand.
Well, it's because
go to the coroner's office.
Once again, they only care about the morning show.
Yep.
We're broadcasting live from the Minnesota State Fair, Carousel Park, shadows of the grandstand. Programming note: we're going to break away here shortly. We're expecting a news conference, we believe, with the Minneapolis Police Department. I think they'll be hosting it, for lack of a better term, and they're going to update us on the tragic shooting today at Annunciation Church in South Minneapolis, where 3 people died, including the shooter, self-inflicted gunshot wound, 2 kids, ages 6 and 10, numerous others injured. So when that begins, we're going to go to that live. But until then, Mark Rosen, you like this Vikings club, but I saw CBS Sports, at least one person with CBS Sports doesn't necessarily like it. They did a little story. Which teams in each division do they expect to finish last place? They picked the Vikings to finish last.
Well,
I'm just saying they predicted the Vikings to finish last. Your thought?
What happens in a situation like that is as if somebody said, hey, real quickly, tell me the AFC North. You spend probably 15, 20 seconds. I doubt, I'm not saying that reporter or whomever it is has to say the Vikings are going to battle the Kitties for the divisional title, but I doubt if they've done a deep dive on the improvements that Vikings made.
Now you're questioning the journalism.
You're questioning their journalism.
I am.
Of CBS Sports.
And they may very well look at it and go, you know what? The Vikings did improve their offensive line. They did improve their defensive line. They got their young guy that they've been waiting a year to play quarterback. But as that reporter, still feel that the Lions are loaded. The Bears are going to be much better with Caleb Williams in year 2, and that the Packers are still the Packers. And
the Packers made the playoffs the last 2 years with the youngest roster in pro football both years. And these guys are gaining experience.
Yeah, I guess. Well, this is why I'm excited about the division. I mean, I really do think it's going to be. I think last year it proved to be the toughest division in the NFL, the most successful in terms of 1-loss record. This year could be a duplication of that. I think this will sort itself out. There'll be surprises and otherwise, but I mean, if you were to ask me now, and you will probably next week, still have to give the edge to the Kitties as far as winning the division right now because, they've lost an offensive lineman or 2, but they get Aiden Hutchinson back. They are locked and loaded, and I think they got a lot of good breaks last year, but I think Detroit, rightfully so, should be the favorites to win the NFC North. What are you doing? For the Vikings? No, I'll tell you what. I am. The one thing, I get asked a lot about it. I think this defense has a chance. And it's just on paper. We don't know. Those guys, Allen and Hargrave, have to stay healthy, which has been a problem for them. If they stay healthy as much as they possibly can, I think this could be the best Vikings defense we've seen in 30 years.
I got a statistic for you. Tell me what you think of this. J.J. McCarthy is the first quarterback in his senior year to throw for less than 3,000 yards and rush for less than 500 since Joey Harrington. What do you think about Joey Harrington?
I love Joey Harrington.
So there you go. So in other words, it doesn't bode well for your guy, J.J. McCarthy.
He doesn't. He doesn't have to put up, Patrick Mahomes numbers, Josh Allen numbers.
You don't think so?
No. I think this team. Look, he also has Justin Jefferson. He will have Jordan Addison, who had a tremendous camp and a connection with JJ throughout all of training camp. And now they got Thielen back. They got Hawkinson. They get this offensive line, which is, as we all know, is the reason why the Vikings had to make a big overhaul because they got, Sam Darnold got pummeled against the Rams in that playoff game, and that was the signal. That probably was the best thing that could have happened to the Vikings in the long run because they were forced to make changes in that line. And getting Fries and Ryan Kelly, and then getting the number 1 pick to play offensive guard Donovan Jackson, and then you get a healthy Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill. That's a formidable offensive line. You could stack them up against anybody, and that's on the road how you win games. I mean, you do it because your offensive line is better than the defensive line that they're facing on the road, and I think that's what I'm excited about. So that'll help J.J. McCarthy become even a better quarterback where he doesn't have to put up gaudy statistics for your fantasy football team. He's on my fantasy team as the backup quarterback, but that's okay.
Oh.
I had to take him because that's what I do.
We talked Gophers earlier. They opened with Buffalo. I'm just gonna tell you the opponent, and then you tell me win or loss.
Okay.
We host Buffalo tomorrow.
Win.
We host Northwestern State the 6th.
Win.
We're at California for a night game.
I know nothing about California, but I'll say the Gophers will win that game.
Okay.
Because they had some success against USC and UCLA.
So we're 3-0.
3-0.
Then we host Rutgers on September 27th.
Oh, that's a win.
Okay. We're at the Ohio State.
That's not a win.
At Big House.
The Big House? No, they're not.
Okay.
That's a nice thought, but no, not practical.
So we're 4-1.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we will take on Purdue at home.
That should be a win.
5-1.
Yep.
Home to Nebraska.
How do you spell Nebraska? Anyway, I don't know anything about Nebraska. They're usually pretty good, but the Gophers have played well against them, so I'll give them a win for that
6-1. You've got them on a roll.
6-1.
Now there'll be others receiving votes. For sure.
Exactly.
At least.
Right.
6-1. They travel to Iowa.
I'd love to see them win that game, but the Hawkeyes seemingly find a way, so I'll take Iowa in that one.
6-2. Michigan State travels to Minnesota on November 1st.
They can beat the Spartans.
7-2. We're at number 7, Oregon, middle of November. 7-3.
The Ducks, no.
We're at Northwestern, November 22nd.
Man, I don't know what Northwestern situation is right now, but there's never anybody there to watch the games. No big home crowd, so I'll give the Gophers that one.
Is that 8-3 or 8-2?
3, I think.
8-3?
Yeah.
And then we close at home against the Badgers. You got him 9-3, don't you? He's got this Gopher Club 9-3.
Well, that'll put us in a pretty big bowl game, I would think.
I never saw that coming either.
No, you never did.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I don't. Give me some other losses. I guess they could lose to Northwestern or.
Well, that's the thing. You could just you have a game where your quarterback's off, you fumble the ball away, whatever the case may be.
We've seen it too many times. Exactly. Those are the games that come back to bite them. And I gave them a loss at Iowa, and that's a game that PJ needs to win. That got to beat the Hawkeyes one of these times.
Yeah. Where are we at now with our Lynx Club? They're still in first place. Best record in basketball.
They got a game coming up, I believe. But and the FISA, is back and put up 32, I think, the other night, and they're going to get the number 1 seed. They have a game coming up.
They host the Storm tomorrow night.
Yeah, tomorrow night. Okay.
How many regular season games are even left?
4 or 5.
Is that it?
I think that's about it. They're cruising into the postseason and getting ready, and I'm sure Cheryl Reeves got her mindset ready to make sure these guys get. Just enough playing time, but I think once she clinches the number 1 seed, which could happen, I think as early as this weekend.
It's 7
games left. Okay. Then I think that she may pull back a little bit or play some other players, but staying fresh as well for the postseason. But they're in great shape, make a run and represent their conference in the finals against probably New York Liberty again. Although isn't Las Vegas is on a roll? I think I heard this morning they won like 10 in a row or something. So. There's going to be some tough opposition.
You like this club, don't you?
I like this club a lot. Cheryl's building, and we talked about it yesterday, I think. She's building, it looks like another dynasty post the last one she had with the stars that were on that basketball team. Russo is in tomorrow with us for an entire hour before you get here. He's going to talk, I think, hockey more than likely. You think so? That's what I think we're going to talk about. I don't know if you and I discussed... did we discuss when Rosey got signed, or were no? We did not. But I had heard that he, it's step one. I think Tana knows this better than anyone. They need Marco Rossi on this hockey team, new and improved and stronger and a little bit more experienced guy at center position. And I think as soon as Kirill gets back from Russia, I mean, all the indications are that the sides are going to sit down and get this thing hammered out. And he's going to be a very rich man. And they'll have a big news conference. His English is better. He'll be able to enunciate how happy he is to be back with the Minnesota Wild. That'll be a done deal. You think it's a done deal, right? It will be, I think. Tenneby, you think so too?
I'm not ready to say done deal. I will say I'm not going to be concerned about it until he gets here. Obviously, they're waiting for him to get here. Guerin wants to talk to him face-to-face. That's how they did their last contract negotiation. So that's why the holdup has been especially because of the language barrier. And he's pretty good at speaking English, but still, you don't want anything misconstrued over talking to an agent or a text or anything like that. So he wants to talk face-to-face with them once he gets here. Now, once he gets here, and it goes a little bit of time and is getting closer to the season, and
I'm a little nervous.
I'm going to get a little concerned.
Yeah, I'm sure. But all indications are that they should get it done. But, you never know. It's his agent, what he wants, what he's looking at. McDavid hasn't signed his new deal yet, right? I mean, everyone was kind of waiting for him to set the bar, set the marketplace once he does, and then Kirill will fall into place after that. Well, I think the only concern was if he didn't feel like the team could win, right? That would be the only reason he wouldn't, because the money's he can't get a longer deal or more money anywhere else. Right. And now, who was the guy one of his pals from Russia or somebody? Tarasenko? Yeah.
Well, they signed Tarasenko in free. Well, I can tell that as a trade, I guess. They also have a young Russian prospect, Danila Yurov, who's coming over and will be playing as a rookie.
Do you think those acquisitions, not that they don't think those players are good or have futures, but do you think part of that is to make Kaprizov, look, we got a couple of your buddies too?
I mean, the year of, he was signed, he was drafted by the Minnesota Wild in the first round. He was actually one of those guys who was more highly regarded than he got drafted, but dropped because he's Russian. When you're Russian, sometimes you never know if they're going to come over here or when they're going to come over here.
Lost in translation.
So Yurov actually might have been a little bit of a steal by the Wild just because he dropped in the first round.
Here's Tim Walz. We're going to go live to the news conference regarding the shooting today in South Minneapolis.
Higher criminal history. As to the weapons used to perpetrate this horrific attack, there was a rifle, a shotgun, and a pistol. All three had been lawfully purchased by the shooter. At this stage, we believe that the shooter had acted alone. There is no indication of other suspects directly involved in carrying out this attack. Our investigators are working with other agencies in the process of executing 4 search warrants. One is for the church itself, where this crime occurred. The other 3 are residences nearby in the metro that are related to this shooter. Additional firearms are being recovered from those 3 residential locations as we speak. We're also aware of a manifesto.
Come on, why is this taking so long? This thing is ancient.
Still using yesterday's tech? Upgrade to the ThinkPad X1 Carbon. Ultra-light, ultra-powerful, and built for serious productivity with Intel Core Ultra processors, blazing speed, and AI-powered performance that keeps up with your business, not the other way around.
Whoa, this thing moves.
Stop hitting snooze on new tech. Win the tech search at Lenovo.com. Lenovo. Unlock AI experiences with the ThinkPad X1 Carbon, powered by Intel Core Ultra processors, so you can work, create, and boost productivity all on one device.
Looking to buy your first car or home? Understanding your FICO score is key to achieving your life goals. Knowing your FICO scores helps you apply for loans with confidence and avoid surprises. With MyFICO, you get access to your FICO score, credit reports, 24/7 monitoring, and alerts on the go. Take the mystery out of your score and get your FICO score for free today. Visit myfico.com/free. That's myfico.com/free and discover the score lenders use most.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.